We have with us Jeanne Jayasinghe from the Viharya at Berwick, the Buddhist Viharya at Berwick, and the pleasure of having the Member of Parliament for LaTrobe, Mr. Jason.
Thank you very
Welcome
much.
to the morning show.
Thank you.
Good morning, thank you.
Jeanne, you're here to talk about this project that you need to have for this temple that you've been running, for this school that you've been running at this temple for over how many years now?
It's over 20 years now, and from the inception we have been running this school, but after moving to Berwick, we found that the numbers were increasing every year. At the moment we have over 450 enrolled in the school, and we were just running out of space.
So you're trying to get a fundraiser going for this project?
It's been a real problem. So we decided we wanted to have a separate building for the school,
okay,
where we could have.
So that will be detached from the temple itself. It will be a
yes, it will be separate from this the temple buildings,
yeah,
so that we can have the school will be separate and will not be disturbed, especially because of this health and safety concerns. We would like to be able to isolate the children from the main temple, so that other people can come and worship at the temple if they want, but while we have the school going on. And the building that we are planning, we have 16 classes at the moment from prep to grade 9, and what we were planning is to have all those classes in the one building, plus have a building where we could have we have a prize giving every year. We also have various other concerts.
Right.
And for the Sinhala New Year in April, we have a big function where the kids come and they do all the traditional games,
and cultural shows.
Yeah, cultural shows and things like that. So, but plus, they have a fancy dress competition where, and also they sing folk songs and things like that.
Right. So it's a total Sri Lankan cultural show that goes on.
In
and
April.
Jason comes into this picture now.
Yes.
He's going to give you some funding or try to raise some funding for you. Jason, how did you get involved in this project, Jason?
Well, in actual fact, the temple's in my electorate in LaTrobe. In actual fact, it's only probably 1 kilometre from my office. I've got a lot of Sri Lankan friends who've been told me about the importance of the temple. I've visited there in the past, but they've then told me about the absolutely incredible growth. One of my good friends, Rans, took me down there. We went for a tour of the temple, and also got to hear firsthand about what you're doing, especially trying to help young people, and the facilities you have there, the buildings are not big enough. And the one point I did make, and when we were first in discussions, they were looking at maybe increasing the size of it somewhat, maybe adding a classroom or two. My personal view was I'd rather go for everything you need now for the continued growth over the next 5 years, so we don't kind of have one portable and another add-on portable. And so the entire project is in the vicinity of $1 million. My aim is to get $500,000, and that's what I'm very focused on. And the community, can I say, I congratulate the Sri Lankan community and all those involved in the temple, because I've been able to have it, I think it's come up to 2,000 petition signed. I've personally spoke to Prime Minister Scott Morrison and said this is an absolute key fundamental project in LaTrobe. Why? And again, I go back to my role as chair of the Migration Committee. When we look at new migrants coming to the country and the need to respect the culture and understand and be teaching the Sinhalese language, I think that's absolutely vital. My little one is actually with us tonight. My wife is Cantonese. My little one can speak Cantonese. So I think that's really important. And you look at not only helping young people, but giving the seniors somewhere to go midweek, and also it's right beside the place of worship. So to me, it's a really exciting project, something I'm very focused on delivering, and that's my goal, to deliver it, not as an election commitment, but get the funding beforehand so we can get work underway straight away.
Yeah, yes. So with the new building, the school is only on Sunday, so the rest of the week we don't want it to just stand there.
Yeah.
We are already organizing a youth program where we are getting our alumni, the ones who have already left the school.
Yeah.
We're trying to get them back to come, and we're talking to them now to organize for them to organize themselves and meet as a group and plan events for themselves, and have discussions.
Community type of feeling there?
As well, yes. And also, we've got at 2 levels, that we have older ones as well who have now married and have families. So we were hoping to get those 2 groups together and have the younger ones leverage of the experiences that the older ones have had already.
Are you doing any fundraising for it?
Yes, we've already got a grant from the Victorian government.
Yeah.
That's for $240,000, and that's $1 so that means we have to raise another $240,000 from the community, which we know we will be able to do that, and plus with Jason's support, we will be able to get this building done, and it's much more than the 480,000 that we will be getting together. So Jason's help will be really handy.
And can I say, that was the key to when we went down there. They were only after a smaller grant, but as I said before, we want something long-term, lasting, to cater for the huge growth.
Influx that will be coming in the future.
And we have so many local Sri Lankans moving there, and I want to not only...
That's a very strong growth area.
It's a huge... in actual fact, my electorate now, I call it mine, it's actually our electorate. LaTrobe is probably the fastest growing electorate in the entire country. So it's really... and you look at it, as you know, that Sri Lankans love cricket. I love cricket, and that's the other thing we spoke about, the youth activities, and I saw table tennis and cricket and the culture. It's just a really exciting project. And can I say one thing which really impressed me? I gave the temple the challenge. I said, I want you to come up with a design and plan to look at something bigger than what you're first looking at.
Yep.
They did that in a couple of weeks. We had meetings in my office.
Yep.
And then I said, okay, now I want to see you show me the support. And they've gone out and got thousands of signatures from those involved in the temple and elsewhere.
People were very happy to they were very happy to sign the petition and show their support for this.
Absolutely.
That's great news, Jason. And Jeanne, I'm sure you must be happy with the support that you're going to get from the your electorate member of parliament, Jason.
Yes.
And the great work you have done for the community and the support that you're going to give us.
You look at how important this project is, and one thing I'm very focused on in the electorate of LaTrobe is, as I said before, the cultural centre, Bunjil Place, delivering funding to local cricket clubs and sporting clubs in the area. But just as importantly, this is a really significant project for the Sri Lankan community and for the temple, so I want to get right behind them. We have to make it happen, and I want to deliver the funding in the next couple of months. That's my goal. That's what I'm working on with the Prime Minister.
Excellent. Thank you very much for being here this morning and giving us an insight into the Vihari, as well as the trouble you're going to go through to make sure that this happens. And good luck with all the projects.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks very much for having us. Thank you.